Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the 2019-2020 Black Moon Lilith and Pisces transit. Now, there's going to be a Black Moon Lilith and Pisces transit that's going to take place starting on May 3rd, 2019, and will end on January 27th. 2020. Now, Black Moon Lilith transits can bring out a very negative manifestation in connection with the sign it is in. Now, given that it's going to be in Pisces, well, you may see a proliferation of drug and alcohol use, chemical addiction and abuse. There's also I see this as being a lot more revelations in as far as exposure of frauds in the metaphysical realm, really, perhaps, and also including astrologers now and people in spirituality as well. Even photography. Photography can be connected with Pisces, such as more things that are exposed as being photoshopped or fabricated photos. Now, the Black Moon Lilith it can be about unveilings, revelations, and exposures. We may find out that many pharmaceutical drugs we thought were actually very beneficial can be strongly to the detriment of others. It could also be the way this Black Moon Lilith and Pisces transit may manifest as well. It could be about more illegal pharmacy drug use as far as selling and buying, and it may be more prevalent during this time. You may see more deaths on average due to perhaps accidental chemical assimilation such as radon. Now, the Black Moon also in astrology, Black Moon Lilith, can also, can show the very strong, uninhibited, erotic sides. This is something where you might see more people on average be pursuing erotic sexual fantasies outside of their marriage and perhaps increased fantasy role playing at this time. There also may be more cases of mental illness such as schizophrenia. The metaphysical, which of course can include astrology, may be used for more nefarious purposes. You might see an increase in chemical warfare at this time. There may be greater propensity for deadly chemical explosions and also perhaps floodings, drownings, shipwrecks at this time. And also you might see more, I guess you could say, like malevolent or nefarious energy connected with healers. Like some of you may have heard, there was some time ago, I forgot when it took place, it may have been in the mid-90s, but you may want to look this up. It was like that doctor that injected that patient with the HIV. It could be also too that people may be more susceptible due to perhaps being very gullible at this time, as Pisces energy can be such. You may also see more crimes due to poisoning, such as arsenic poisoning. The Black Moon Lilith can also be about what may put one in a strong state of fright or trepidation. Being in Pisces, perhaps it has to do with being overly susceptible or weak, impulsive, having a very gullible nature exploited by conmen, frauds. It could be also too, given that this is in Pisces, this could be where many Pisces sun, moon, ascendant people may actually turn out to be formidable adversaries to others, or they may simply play very prominent, provocative roles in others' lives. Now, the thing too is you're going to see a lot of this energy perhaps connected with exploiting gullible people at this time. And also, looking at this, well, the house that this falls in one's natal chart can be important, as well as this could impact the delineation. Now, mine is going to fall in the 11th house for the entire transit. Now, this could manifest, of course, in a multitude of ways. It could be about dealing with false, fallacious prophets or psychics that may be attempting to steer me in the wrong direction for the future. dealing with very deceptive, duplicitous friends at this time, and also the revelation of them, and even betrayal in connection with them. It could also be finding out that these friends, these acquaintances, a number of them might have some kind of possible addiction of some kind that I wasn't originally cognizant or aware of. It's also, at this time, it's important to look at the aspects it makes to points in your chart, as this, of course, could impact perhaps how it affects you. Now, on June 11th, 2019, it's going to exactly conjoin my North Node in Pisces. Now, given this, and it's going to also trine my second house Mercury in Cancer. Now, one way looking at this could be about embracing really the power of this, this more about really on a higher, on a more positive level. And given that this is going to conjunct my North Node in Pisces, this indicates perhaps being empowered and again embracing perhaps the higher power of the Black Moon Lilith. It could be as far as my destiny and future in the metaphysical, which of course could include astrology and being in the 11th house of goals and aspirations. Now, given that it's going to make a trine to my Mercury in Cancer, this could indicate perhaps incorporating writing ability in this matter, and an ability to extemporize and speak off the cuff, and also about writing about things connected with the past. So it could be writing about past astrological experiences. It could actually be very beneficial for that, as Cancer energy could be very nostalgic, and it's also connected with reminiscing and things of the past. And anyway, now I think too collectively a critical time of this transit could be on May 18th, 2019, in the early stages of it. Now, there's also going to be a full moon in Scorpio on this day, and also the sun is going to be near the fixed star algal position. Now, when you have a full moon in Scorpio, this could be manifesting very intense, convoluted emotions, and also could be very vindictive, vengeful, angry energy. Now, given that the sun is going to be near the algal position of Taurus, this could, in some cases, this could actually indicate literal beheadings in isolated instances. Now, having the Black Moon Lilith, and given that this is going to be the sun, this could shine the light, so to speak, on beheadings, and even in a focus more on this, sadly, at this time. Now, given that you're going to have the Black Moon Lilith in Pisces, this could be about more nefarious energy in connection with mental illness. I think when you look at full moons in astrology, this could show a greater inclination for more lunatic type psychotic behavior on average. You're also going to have Venus conjunct Uranus and Taurus at this time, which may give a greater proclivity for enjoyment in unusual values. Now, this could also, it wouldn't surprise me if there were actually maybe some beheadings that took place at this time, more so than usual, whether it would be by ISIS or some other comparable type of organization or what have you. It could be something also too. I think another significant point, I believe, in this transit will be on September 9th, 2019. Now, at this time, you're going to have a mutable T-square configuration involving Mars and Virgo at this time, being in exact opposition to the Black Moon Lilith in Pisces. Now, the focal point of this mutable T-square configuration will be Jupiter in Sagittarius, which will, of course, square both Mars and the Black Moon Lilith. Now, what this could, how I look at this, it could indicate that many will be torn between being very dutiful, flawless, scrupulous sexual partners, which, of course, is Mars and Virgo energy, and then and they'll be torn between that and perhaps exploring uninhibited erotic sexual fantasies, which of course could result in promiscuous behavior, which of course I see as the Black Moon Lilith in Pisces, and they may be very unrealistic ones as well. Now, when you have Jupiter in Sagittarius being the focal point of this, which could also, be seen as a point of overcompensation, over accentuation. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. Being with the Jupiter and Sagittarius being that focal point, or that point of over accentuation, overcompensation, this may be used sadly as people using religion as an excuse to justify this, and saying, like people saying, for example, well, I'm saved, my sins are forgiven, and this may be used sadly as a reason to rationalize going outside the box sexually, so to speak, and an overemphasis on religion, perhaps sadly, as an excuse. So anyway, people, this is but you have this going on. I understand that kind of energy goes on continually in society anyway, but there may be a greater propensity for this at this time, and it could be very intensified. So anyway, people, that will conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my take on the 2019-2020 Black Moon Lilith and Pisces transit. And stay tuned next time, where I'm going to be giving you my Sagittarius May 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.